What's up, everybody? Alex here, and welcome to the Dota Underlords Best Builds of the Week, the weekly series where I show you guys top 5 meta builds to help you rank up in Dota Underlords. Now, this week we're starting with one of my favorite builds I have ever designed, and this is a 6-mage Luna build with Brutes and Heartless. And guys, this build is absolutely fantastic. I truly love this build. Basically, Luna has been upgraded alongside Crystal Maiden, Razor, and Ogre Magi to now have a 3-star effect. That is a 2-cell Eclipse where she stuns enemies and does 200 magical damage per impact of Eclipse. Now, that's interesting enough. What's interesting as well is it does magic-based damage. Eclipse is magic-based damage, so that when you apply the mage bonus, suddenly Luna is like literally a top-tier mage, as well as an incredibly consistent damage dealer. It's super fantastic. I cannot believe that this build is as good as it is, because it is fantastic. And of course, if you don't get Luna to 3 stars, you don't get that Eclipse ability. But if not, you're still running, Heartless and Brutes, and you're still going to get some decent DPS out of Luna. What's interesting about this build is it prevents you from putting a Mask of Madness on Luna, because when she gets to 3 stars, a Mask is going to prevent her from casting Eclipse. But you can pick up the Mask of Madness and put it on someone like Lifestealer. It's not a problem. You're positioning these two up on the corner here so that they can kind of, you cast their abilities across the line, but realistically, the star of this build is Luna. You're going Friendly Fire Hobkin here because Friendly Fire, it just synergizes so perfectly with the mage bonus there. If you don't go Friendly Fire, you could go Let's Go Crazy as well. You have a bunch of units here that will benefit from the increase in DPS. Now, one thing I'll note is you do want to go after 3-star Ogre Magi. The reason for this is because he has an opportunity to multicast Bloodlust, which is really going to amp up the damage for your Razor and Luna, as well as your Lifestealer as well. This is an extremely well-balanced build. It has a very strong frontline units in Abaddon and Lifestealer, and a lot of fantastic finishing ability with guys like Keeper of the Light and Razor. Truly remarkable build. Let's move on to build number 2. Build number 2 is Legion Commander Trolls and Knights, and guys, this build is truly fantastic as well because, as I've mentioned in the past, Legion Commander synergizes absolutely wonderfully with Trolls because of these attack speed benefit. She becomes a Troll, she attacks crazy fast, things like Battle Fury work wonders on her. She's going to cleave a ton of damage, she's going to get a lot of dual wins, but the key thing is here is there's a few units here that have been modified with 3-star effects. So of course, Bat Rider is one of the first. Bat Rider applies a burning effect, very good counter to someone like Brawny's, right? Percentage-based burning effect. You have Witch Doctor, who's going to curse with his cask. You have Shadow Shaman, who's gonna provide wards and also Hex a unit as well. And new this week is Dazzle, who basically provides a Vesture of the Tyrant-like effect, provided that Dazzle's alive. Units around him that die will remain alive for a set amount of time. It's truly fantastic. It is basically a unit with a Vesture of a Tyrant, a tier 5 item. Once again, because you're running Knights, you are running Luna in this build. I can't help but add Luna in these builds. So I do like splashing Warlocks in here because you have some added healing with the Warlock and Healer synergy there. You can 3-star Chaos Knight as well, purely for value. In my testing, I find his 3-star effect to be less impactful than the others. He's kind of the 3-star you're less likely to kind of want to chase, because if you're doing this build and you 3-star Dazzle, you want everyone locked in position around Dazzle. So then again, all your Knights going to be kind of centered around each other regardless. So Chaos Knight in terms of 3-starring is kind of like the lowest of the priority. But if you get him, get him. He's a fantastic unit. You can also take out Disruptor if you wish for someone like Necrophos. Necrophos is going to give you more healing than Disruptor, but there are a lot of mages right now, and rightly so, because mages are truly fantastic, and Disruptor does a better job of countering your mages than someone like Necrophos will, of course, thanks to Static Storm. So this is a great build, and of course you want your primary carry to be Luna and your Legion Commanders, but if you get the opportunity to 3-star any of these Trolls, you're going to want to do it. They have a fantastic impact on the board. And for the third build of the week, we are going Heartless Hunters and Vigilance. And we got a splash of Druids in there. Guys, this has been one of my favorite builds of Season 1, and now it just got buffed again. So basically what happened here was Treant Protector and Luna both got 3-star effects. Treant Protector, when units are affected by Leech Seed, are going to gain an additional 5 armor, which is great, because someone like Pudge really benefits from that added armor, considering the amount of HP he has. Abaddon's going to go from 10 to 15. It's just fantastic. If you get Luna to 3 stars, you can even do something like this. In fact, you could put her on the front front line. The reason for this is because along the front line, Luna is going to cast an Eclipse within 2 cells. That's kind of the tricky thing about Luna. If you have her set as a back kind of ranged unit, she's going to do a lot of kind of auto attack DPS, but you're going to be wasting 1 cell of Eclipse. So if you do have Eclipse, you might want to consider kind of repositioning her alongside Abaddon, give them the night bonus, and you want her to be hitting as many units as you can within that 2 cell radius. Now, realistically, you are looking at a build that does a ton of damage to individual units thanks to the Hunters and Enthrall and Essex. I do recommend you go Enthrall here. It is absolutely fantastic because Enthrall is going to provide you with a armor reduction, as well as, you have Heartless here. You have a lot going on here to really amplify the amount of damage your teams are doing. Lifestealer is a great unit to have in many builds. He is an automatic counter to people like Brawnies thanks to his percentage-based heal. He's going to basically heal a ton from these beefy Brawnies, and Brawnies, they're good, but you can really focus fire individual Brawnies down rather quickly, and that's what this build excels at, especially with Drow Ranger and Mirana and Wind Ranger. Overall, a fantastic build made stronger by the truly remarkably powerful front line. The additional armor applied by Treant Protector is really going to help Pudge, Abaddon, and others stay alive to help maintain and protect your rear line. You are running Mirana in the corner because if she gets Pudge pulled on the other end, she's going to get pulled and then she's going to leap. So she'll be safe, and you won't have to worry about Pudge. Because if you switch these two or do something like this, Pudge is going to pull one of these 2 units who are much less likely to survive as opposed to Mirana. In the most recent patch, Spirits got nerfed, but in my testing, I have found that they are still a very consistent contender in Dota Underlords in Season 1. I still think that this is the best variant of the Spirit builds. You could go Spirit Mages, absolutely, but realistically, the problem with Spirit Mages right now is that you are facing a lot of Brawnies, and when you're facing a lot of Brawnies, Assassins and Voids absolutely destroy them, and the utility of your Delta Slams also provides, burning and disarm effects and things along those lines. Truly remarkable. This build is awesome, and the reason for this is because you have, the stun effect from Nyx Assassin, which, by the way, early game, you're going to want to run someone like Nyx Assassin with Weaver or Broodmother just to kind of, get your insects on the board, allow you to kind of maintain an early game. The hardest part about Assassins and Voids is kind of getting to the mid and late game. They excel mid and late game, but they're primarily mid and late game units. I mean, Voids is almost exclusively late game, so especially with the way the roll odds have changed. So it is very important that with Assassins, you run something earlier, whether it be Viper with a Snapfire or insects to kind of pad out that early game. Open forting is probably recommended in a build like this because those early rounds, they're not necessarily favorable. So it allows you to get like your Queen of Pain, your Ember Spirit earlier, your Storm Spirit as well. Nyx Assassin. There are not too many units you want to pull, but bear in mind, you have the opportunity to pull a 3-star Earth Spirit. Definitely do it. Geomagnetic Grip now stuns for 1.5 seconds when cast at 3 stars. That is a huge benefit because you're going to be stunning here. You are going to be stunning here. You're going to be stunning here with all-out attack Eno. You are going to be stunning, we're not stunning, but crowd controlling with Faceless Void when the cast is Chrono Cube. Tons of different abilities are all about crowd control here, and this build really excels at locking down your opposition and completely blowing them up. So a truly fantastic build, a definite build that counters Brawnies if you're seeing Brawnies, and honestly, I'm surprised, I am still surprised, I say this every single video, people just pass on Assassins. They do not play Assassins. If you are playing an Assassin game, if anybody's contesting it, it's probably only one guy. One guy, because no one's playing Assassins, and it doesn't make any sense, so start playing Assassins. And for the final build of this week, we are looking at 6 mages with units that are complemented by the 6 mage damage buff. So for those that don't realize, 6 mages provides a 70% magic increase to damage done by magical abilities. Every single unit on this board does magic-based damage. Even the Ravage from Tidehunter, Static Storm, all of these units do magic-based damage. The awesome thing about this build is that when you get your 3-star Crystal Maiden, you have the opportunity to have reduced cooldowns and to be casting very frequently. People like Morphling and Storm Spirit, you could even switch these two as well. Storm Spirit does additional damage based on how far he travels across the board. It's up to you. I like him there too because then he casts across depending on how they are positioned. I do like Morphling here just in case you are against Assassins and they try to jump on your Lich. he'll take some damage, then waveform away, and he'll survive and allow Lich a little extra time to kind of generate some mana and cast Chain Frost. In the early game, you can also go with Ogre Magi before you pull someone like Lich, and that'll provide you the opportunity to basically get some extra DPS from Bloodlust, but overall, it's going to basically kind of get you to 6 mages a little earlier, because 6 mages is the goal, because you are going Friendly Fire Hobgoblin because of that 70% magic bonus. There's a good chance Hobgoblin leads you in damage every single game, every single round. If you're at 10, you can even keep Ogre Magi. If he's 3-star, don't sell him. He's definitely worth it. But at the end of the day, he would be the only one not doing magic-based damage, but at 3 stars, he's definitely worth it. You might even want to have him up here kind of tanking up front. But regardless of that, a very, very succinctly designed build, designed to do as much magic damage as possible. You even got some Warlock benefit here to help keep your Tidehunter alive. You're going to be locking down opposing casters with Disruptor. I'm surprised Disruptor's not being taken as often as he is. He should be taken. Listen, he's a utility hero with so much value, even at 1 star. So Disruptor's definitely someone you want to have in there if you can. But overall, guys, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I would be more than happy to answer anything you have. Thank you so much for watching, and a very special thank you to all of my wonderful subscribers. Take care, everyone, and I hope that these builds help you find success in Dota Underlords.